Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be talking about a couple main things. First, and probably the most important, is making sure you are aware of an event that's going on that you can get some premium companion boxes, 3 of them, by simply taking a screenshot. Sometimes these things aren't openly announced. They're on the forums. So I'm going to walk through that to make sure that you're able to do it. It does not take much at all. So go ahead and do it. Get your free stuff by simply posting on the forums. The second is maybe this is the most important, frankly, but I'm saying not. But we're going to look at the core system again and talk about some key steps to improving this thing. There's been a lot of talk about this, and I mentioned a lot of these in the video that I did where I basically said I thought this system was sort of a waste of time for you, but I don't always want to just focus on the negative. You know, sometimes they talk about gratitude and positivity and all that, and you know what? I'm going to try to spread some of that here. Right? So sorry if I just lost all you, but anyway, let's talk about how we want to improve that system. Comment below. Let me know what you think on how to improve. I already know the system's trash. I agree with you. Let's talk about how to improve it and maybe push that on the dev team and see what they do. Obviously, if we don't any of us use it, they'll see it. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. That's definitely the easiest way to follow along with content and chat. If you want to help out anything as far as YouTube algorithms, hammer down like buttons, you know, subscribe if you want, share with your friends. Anyway, let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so this Kate Bishop event, as you can see here, this is on the forums. It's under the events tab, list ongoing. Someone had to link this to me. I don't remember seeing a shout out for this. It might have been a tweet or something, but I didn't recall seeing it on Discord, which ends up being one of my main sort of ways for finding these things. So we've got an event ongoing, a special event to expedite the growth of companions. Recruit Kate Bishop, take a screenshot, send them the screenshot of successfully recruiting her, and you get premium companion upgrade box ×3. So I will take those. I don't love these boxes typically, but when they are free, I will gladly take them. It goes to the 19th. So as of shooting this video, it's the 12th when I'm shooting this video. I'll probably publish it on the 13th. You'll still have a handful of days there, just under a week to be able to post it. So all you got to do is take a screenshot after your recruiter. She can literally be 1 star. It's fine. Verify by posting that screenshot in the new special companion Kate Bishop screenshot event board in the forum. I will put links in the description below so that it's easier for you to find this. But if you're playing this game and you're watching this video, I highly recommend that you favorite the forums. It's the easiest way to do this. They seem to be leaning into these sort of screenshot things, and they're not difficult. So I highly recommend doing it. Be sure to write the correct server and squad name in the title along with the screenshot. How to check the server name and squad name, all that sort of thing. It goes through this here. If you're not familiar with that, I will slowly scroll through this. It's not very difficult to figure out. And then just go on here and do the image and you can kind of see it. And then you get the distribution from the 22nd of June on. So pretty easy, honestly. Like I'm down. Let's see. And you can see some people who have already done this. Here's the Kate Bishop ones you can see. Pretty nice, pretty easy, right? They just post them there and then you go and get it. Before we go and show some of how to walk through some of that screenshot with Kate Bishop, I did want to share some of the other events that I actually saw while I was on here. And some of them I had heard about, but I wanted to further publish for you guys. The Battle Challenge Regional Ranking event from the 13th through the 19th. So what they're doing here is basically, we announced the new Battle Challenge event. Great, a Battle Challenge clear condition. Originally this was going to be World, but they changed it to region because they realized that in different sections of the world, everybody gets different conditions to beat it. So it isn't necessarily fair. So I'm glad that they did that. That is one of the things I will say from Netmarble. Granted, the core thing we'll get to in a little bit. It did fall short. They do recognize some things and they adjust, which gives me hope for the core system, frankly. So from rounds 36 to 40, they talk about it expanded. To celebrate the expansion of the Battle Challenge, they've presented a special event where you could prove your strength in a region. Again, regions, so North America East, North America West, Asia, Europe, those sort of things. Like within those regions, that's how you're going to be able to do it. Agents who make it within the top 20 of the region will receive special rewards according to their rank. Don't miss out on the golden opportunity, okay? Now, it is from the period per region. So it's the 13th through the 19th. So when this video starts, that's when this event is starting. Okay, so it's perfect timing for this. So we just had our initial week to test it out. I put out a raw video. I put out you'll get a Mephisto guide as well. I'm gonna hopefully get the Hello one out. So anyway, you want to do it this coming week. All you want to do is get the highest score possible on this. Okay, that's it. End up in the top 20. Push yourselves, push each other to try to get into the top 20. You can see the rewards here. Weekly regional ranking first. You're going to get 2,000 free crystals and a 6-star core box. Honestly, I'd say that's worth it. I mean, on top of what you get this. Go ahead and get in there and get that battle challenge, dude. Try to actually rank decently in this. Second is 1,500, another 6-star core. Third is 1,200. In the top 10, or from 4th to 10, you get 1,000 crystals and a mysterious core box. And then 11th through 20th is 700 crystals and 1 box. So again, just do the best you can in battle challenge. Obviously, if you're not in the top 20 in your own server, you're unlikely to do it in the region. But I think if you're in the top 10 area, if you're that sort of player, I'd be pushing for this. If you're somebody who could typically rank in the top 10, but you might not be able to, or you might not push it, this might be incentive to do that. I know I'm going to look at it a little bit harder to see. Now, I will say I wish that sometimes per level it would show the highest score possible, but maybe that's giving away too much. So that's one of the events that you can definitely do in this coming week. All right, one more that I actually was not aware of until I came here. This one is, you don't get much for it, but still, I would just recommend doing it if you're going to be doing, you know, any sort of screenshot type event. So they got a battle challenge expansion celebration event. Essentially, you get 1 draw ticket selection box by verifying your participation, and you just get an additional draw selection box who, if you overcome the trials of round 40. You get this until the 19th, so when I publish this, you'll definitely see it. And then it'll show, all you got to do is do the Hella event. Same thing, squad ranks, all that sort of thing, and then post it. I'll put this link in below. You can see off to the side here, there's events, and then it has the things off to the side. I think the rewards for this are a little low, but given that how hard it is to beat Hella, but look, it's a screenshot. I would grab it and go ahead and do it. All right, make sure you've got a login. Go ahead and attach your image, your server, and your name. There you go. All right, so mine's gonna get posted there. Yay. You can see it. Woohoo. Now we'll go grab the other one as well for this battle challenge expansion. All right, again, put it in the name, the picture, all region or server, all of that. Post, collect some stuff. Again, it wasn't that much work to get something, so, you know, I'm down. I didn't know about all of these, so I wanted to make sure that I was letting you all know as well. All right, so to finish this video off, I want to talk about I think that what I'm going to consider is the 3 biggest ways to potentially fix, and there's plenty, to fix this core system. First off, when you do this, there is not a guarantee when you do it. When you increase the percent chances, it's only a 15% chance, it's a max. I would either add more steps immediately or add a pity system. Now, I'm guessing that they can't add more steps right away because coding, whatever reasons, right? So what I would say is I would introduce a pity system. So whatever your pity system might be, I'd encourage Netmarble to evolve it as time goes on. Maybe for now, the pity system, you know, is it 20 fails, it's guaranteed or something, or 15 fails or 10 fails, it's guaranteed. And then if you add more tiers later that can get the max percentage up from 15 to say 30 or 40 or 50%, then fine. Maybe you reduce that pity system number or something, I don't know. But right now, what I'm saying is that you need a way to make this more guaranteed at success. I talked about this previously where you know, there's just so many levels of RNG on RNG on RNG, meaning that you might still not succeed. You might not get the color that you want. You might not get the stat that you want. So when you've got something like that, I don't know, it gets very just sort of just discouraging to play. It's just like, you know what? What's the point of spending all these hours upon hours upon hours to just eventually still not get what I want? You know, I mean, I took 2 weeks to get the opportunity to do something, and then when I took the opportunity to do it, I still didn't get what I wanted. People will eventually walk away from stuff like that. They just will. Now, I'm fine with, I understand you want to encourage people to surpass those systems and maybe just buy something instead. I get that that's sort of the metric behind this, or like the encouragement is through frustration mechanics. You encourage people to spend more, but at the same time, that balance needs to be where you're keeping people in the game, and you're keeping the population high, etc. And I don't think, I mean, while the population did have an explosion for Scarlet Witch, I think we all sort of know that dips down, and we're feeling that dip already, and we want people to stick around and stay. So anyway, the second thing I want to talk to about this is when you were doing the actual Pegasus base here, and I talked about this, and the other thing is, give us the opportunity to choose what to put in here. Let me pick. Now, again, I'm at tier 9, the first level of tier 9. If you want to lock in unrefined cores here, fine, lock them in. I've got no problem with that you're not allowed to put anything else at this tier level other than unrefined cores. No big deal. All right, you've got maybe a certain amount of levels that you do that, so you force people to have to get unrefined cores at that point. That's not a problem. I think that everybody should be fine with that, and frankly, if people are complaining about it, honestly, I probably would turn a little bit of a deaf ear, even though, because you can get a ton of unrefined cores. Like you get them, right now there's an event, but you get them from running Spec Ops once a day. All right, so yeah, you can get 10 through, you know, a week and a little over a week of running Spec Ops. Run Spec Ops. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point, is you build these things up. Yes, there's ways to buy them quicker. That's how these games work. I hate it that you people, there's, you know, but they're free. You're not going to pay up front for a game, then it's going to be stuff like this. Now, sometimes I'd encourage games to have maybe like, why don't you have a $5 subscription rate? You know what I mean? Like, WoW, back in the day, made plenty of money off of $15 a month. You know, would that get everybody to play? I don't know, maybe not, but something to think about. Is like, but these games have to make money, so fine, do that. So what I was wanting here though is you give anything, I get to pick. So I put in badges, I put in costumes, I put in cores, I put in, you know, whatever I can choose, and each one of those things has an XP level that can be put in there. And maybe if Netmarble wants to encourage us to use a specific specific item at a specific point, meaning like I'm at tier 8, you know, level 3 or whatever, and they'd really like us to do, you know, 4-star badges there, then maybe double or triple the level XP that those can be used at that level. So it encourages players to do it, but if they don't have it, or if they don't want to use it, they can use something else. I mean, when you give that to a player, it's like, well, what do you want from us? We're letting you do whatever you want. If you want to use that to go ahead quicker, then go ahead. But you still have these other options to put in there. I think if you do something like that, it's a lot easier to swallow, you know, the unguaranteed rates and stuff like that. I really think that would be probably the biggest thing that you could put in this system to make people feel a little bit better about it, because I don't know, that's one of the biggest complaints that I've heard, is that they're just like, well, I don't want to use my fodder that I need to put in here. And I agree, and I certainly predict that, you know, if we get higher tiers, if we go above tier 30, that at some point they're going to want higher level costumes and stuff, and I'll be damned if I'm putting a 4 or 5-star costume in this thing to increase my core rate chance. I'm just not going to do it. Now, a big thing that, you know, Netmarble needs to consider is they don't want to make it too easy to get a 6-star core for the people who spent money and or did a bunch to try to get those cores. They don't want to just negate that. And I get that, but I don't think this necessarily does. I think you're still making people work to get it. And I don't think it negates anybody who's got, well, I spent a bunch of money to get 6-star cores. You're right. And it's still not super easy to get a 6-star core. At least it shouldn't be. I still want some effort to put in here. Just whatever the math is behind that, you know, Netmarble, you got to figure that out. I don't know what it is. So we can certainly be respectful to the folks that spent a bunch of money or a bunch of time, etc., to get those 6-star cores and have this system in place. Frankly, I mean, I play with a bunch of whales and krakens. I didn't hear any of them complaining that now this system lets other people get 6-star cores. This is unfair. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I think with the unrefined core lines, you can still you can use that as the restriction. So find a way to let us expand that. I think go ahead and let it put in whatever we want as far as the XP, and don't make it so small that it's like negligible. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Make it so that it's like, you know, instead of a 3-star costume, you know, maybe I could put in, you know, 50 3-star badges or something like that. Like, I'm not going to feel bad about that. That's like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, I have to go farm those. I have to work to get them. All right. So that's that part. Now, the other part and the last part that I'm going to mention in this video is the give button. So I don't like, so I don't have whatever that is. So typically what I'll have to do here is get off. I go here, change hero. All right, I think Storm has that thing. So I'm going to go switch to Storm. I go over to my Storm. I'm loading and I'm letting this, I'm not cutting this out for, you know, purpose. All right, what's her inventory? Oh, she doesn't have that. Okay, or she does have that. Okay, I click these. All right, so she has it. I go over here, squad storage. You know, I'm going here. I'm going, you know, doink, 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 doink. That's what I wanted. You know, I store it. Okay, who was I on? All right, let's go back here. By the way, this is the easiest way to change heroes. I was on Spider-Man. You know, and certainly I guess I could stay on Storm. You know, I take that back as I did this. You know, I could go on Storm and do that. But I tend to do it this way. I go on my main character, and then I find the things that I want there. You know, and I'm kind of like, okay, you know, I retrieve it, and then I do the Pegasus space. Now, I certainly could have stayed on Storm and done it there. I could have, but, you know, and then I click whatever it is and give it to him. But when I do that, if I stayed on Storm and I gave it to him, it's like, all right, what's the next thing? Oh, okay, well, I have that on somebody else. Okay, then I go on that other person, I give it. Okay, well, what's the next thing? Oh, I have that on somebody else. So typically you're on your main when you're giving these to somebody. So my encouragement to Netmarble is, when you click the give button, let me give it access to every set of storage I have in my account. I don't know if that's a hard coding thing. I don't think it would be, but I would have it so that I can tie to my squad storage and every individual storage of each one of my characters. And as I can scroll here, say I can scroll up, and I can see this is Black Widow storage, this is Captain Marvel storage, this is Magic storage. I think that would be a big time saver for folks. So, you know, I'm not even this essence right now. I'm not sure I even want to touch this at this point. This is another aspect of it that you need this. This is another way. Again, Netmarble, for every time you tell me or tell somebody, hey, this is, you know, we don't want to allow people easy access to 6-star badges. Well, you've got this too. You've got the unrefined cores, and you've got this. You've got your essence. You've got your mechanisms in place to make it not easy. You don't need a third one there with making people have a bunch of random weird stuff that they want to be able to hold on to. So anyway, I'm going to end it there. I hope that the front end event stuff that I'd mentioned, maybe you didn't know about that. These are the things. Let me know that I think you could improve the core booster system. Let me know in the description below or in the comments below, you know, other ways you think to improve this. Are you going to post your screenshots? Do you think that's something that's worthwhile? Appreciate you guys making this far. If you want to help out the YouTube algorithm, or if you'd like what you've seen here and you want to hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe, always appreciate it. Share it with your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, grandma, grandpa. Always appreciate that too. All right, and so next time, hope you have a wonderful day.